Hey everyone, it's Blake here from ChessPathways.com, and in today's openings video, we're going to be talking about the Hungarian Opening. The Hungarian Opening begins with pawn to g3, and this is White's fifth most popular opening move, but it lags far behind the four main options, which are of course e4, d4, c4, and knight to f3. But that said, g3 is not a bad move. In fact, White is likely to transpose to a very well-known mainstream opening system. For example, the King's Indian attack, or the English opening, or almost any other opening where White fianchettos the light-squared bishop, you can reach with this move order. The big downside this move has compared to the four more popular opening moves is it doesn't deprive Black of any central squares. We see that all four of these moves, e4, d4, c4, and knight f3, control at least one central square for Black, sometimes two. Whereas g3, of course, leaves Black's options completely open. Black's free to push any central pawn they want, or to develop their own way, kind of symmetrical to White. They could play g6, they could play knight f6 and keep White guessing, that's fine too. That's the main reason g3 isn't as popular as these moves. Now, that said, this opening doesn't have too much original value. There's not much to study within the specific realm of 1g3. Like I said, you're just going to transpose to some other opening where White fianchettos the light bishop. For example, if Black plays c5 and you play bishop g2, knight f6, well, if White were to play e4, we might get a closed Sicilian, right? Just like if the game started e4, c5. If White plays c4, we get a symmetrical English. If White just plays knight f3, d3, castles, then we get a King's Indian attack. So certainly these are all very respectable openings, and I have videos on most of them too. I'll go ahead and drop some links down in the description if you're curious how the game might unfold in some of these opening systems. Now, there are some possibilities for White to try to avoid transposing to one of these mainstream openings. Usually these are of the less reputable variety, but White could try to make use of this move order and really not play any of these moves, e4, d4, c4, or knight f3. For example, White might want to play a double fianchetto system, for example after g3, c5, bishop g2, d5, b3, knight c6, bishop b2, knight f6. White could go for some opening like this, perhaps intending to transform this into the so-called hippopotamus setup, with, d3, e3, knight e2, and knight d2, just leaving these bishops open and developing entirely within White's first three ranks. You could play this way. It's not considered the most reputable way to play, especially with White, when you have a chance to grab an opening advantage by taking the center. Not too many people like to play this way with White, but it is possible. More often than not, you're going to transpose to an English opening after a later c4, to maybe a closed Sicilian after e4 if Black plays c5, or to a King's Indian attack after d3, bishop g2, knight f3, and castles. Now, if you're interested in adding this move to your repertoire, I would definitely look up some games that Benko played. Benko was perhaps the strongest player known to use this opening regularly, which is why this is sometimes called the Benko opening, not to be confused with the Benko gambit, of course. So, in conclusion, 1g3 is a perfectly sound opening move that often transposes to some very well-respected opening systems. The only real downside is Black has a bit more flexibility here than they usually do because you're not controlling any square in the center. That said, if you want to try to catch your opponent off guard and play something they don't see too often, 1g3 might be an opening you should look into. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please make sure you visit ChessPathways.com. I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description and sign up there. It's totally free. Only takes 5 seconds, and I'll send you a free move-by-move guide to chess thinking when you sign up. It took me way too long to become a chess master, and I want to help you do it in a fraction of the time. Thanks, and I'll see you there.